A Chinese company just completed something no car in the world has ever done. An electric SUV drove the world's most famous racetrack completely by itself, with nobody behind the wheel and no human controlling it. Every turn, every braking point, every decision for over 10 minutes came from artificial intelligence alone. The real question is, how did a Chinese EV prove autonomous driving works at this level? The car is called the Xiaomi YU7 GT, and it exists in a strange position in the automotive world. Xiaomi is a company most people know for making smartphones and robot vacuum cleaners. They've been making cars for less than 3 years. On June 22nd, 2026, their second vehicle completed an achievement that Tesla, the company that claims to be leading autonomous driving, has never accomplished. The YU7 GT generates 1,003 horsepower from a dual motor system. This is why people started calling it China's electric Ferrari. The front motor delivers 386 horsepower. The rear motor delivers 603 horsepower. To put this in perspective, a Ferrari 488 produces 661 horsepower. A Porsche 911 Carrera produces 379 horsepower. The Xiaomi produces more than a Porsche, approaching Ferrari levels, from a company that didn't exist in the car market 3 years ago. The battery pack stores 101.7 kilowatt-hours of energy. In just 15 minutes of fast charging, the car can add 570 kilometers of range. This charging capability became crucial for the Nürburgring testing. It meant engineers could run multiple laps back-to-back, gathering data with fresh battery conditions each time, instead of waiting hours between attempts. These performance numbers alone don't explain the significance of what happened on June 22nd. The Nürburgring Nordschleife is where performance claims get tested. The Nürburgring is located in western Germany, about an hour from Cologne. The Nordschleife, which means North Loop, is a 12.9-mile racetrack that winds through the Eifel Mountains. It has 73 corners. Some of these corners follow each other so closely that a driver barely has time to straighten the wheel before diving into the next turn. It has elevation changes of more than 300 meters from the highest point to the lowest point. This means sections of the track go uphill at severe angles, then downhill just as steeply. The surface varies from smooth modern asphalt to older concrete with different grip levels. Some sections were paved decades ago and still show their age. The grip itself changes constantly depending on the weather, the time of day, and how many cars have been running on it recently. A lap that feels perfect in the morning can feel completely different in the afternoon as temperatures change and rubber deposits from other vehicles affect how the tires hold to the pavement. No 2 laps are ever exactly the same. Professional race car drivers consider the Nürburgring the ultimate test of a car's capabilities and a driver's skill. Setting a lap record there means something. It means you've proven your car can handle whatever the track throws at it. For decades, it's been the unofficial world proving ground for performance vehicles. Porsche tests there, Ferrari tests there, McLaren tests there, Lamborghini tests there. When a car manufacturer wants to claim their vehicle is truly fast, they come to the ring and run a lap. In 2024, a Porsche Taycan Turbo GT with special modifications from Manthey, a German racing company, set the fastest production car record with a time of 6 minutes and 55 seconds. That's an average speed of over 110 miles per hour for the entire lap through all 73 corners, with a professional race car driver behind the wheel, pushing the car to its absolute limits. The Xiaomi YU7 GT holds the standard SUV record on the ring. A human driver completed a lap in 7 minutes and 22.755 seconds, beating the Audi RSQ8's previous record by nearly 14 seconds. This was already an impressive achievement, but what happened next was different. On June 22nd, 2026, Xiaomi sent the YU7 GT around the Nürburgring without a driver. The car was equipped with sensors, cameras, and LiDAR units. The autonomous driving system was running. An end-to-end neural network powered by artificial intelligence made every driving decision. The car navigated every corner, managed every braking point, handled every directional change, and completed the entire 12.9-mile circuit in 10 minutes and 29.483 seconds. This was the first official driverless lap record at the Nürburgring. No car in the world had ever done it before. The autonomous lap was slower than the human-driven lap by 3 minutes and 7 seconds. This matters because it shows the difference between what a professional race car driver can do and what artificial intelligence can do. A professional driver knows the track. They've driven it dozens of times. They know where they can brake late, where they can carry speed into a corner, where they can push to the absolute limit. An AI system doesn't have that experience. It has to be cautious. It has to prioritize completing the lap safely over maximizing speed. That 3-minute deficit is also the roadmap for Xiaomi's next move. Every lap produces data. Every corner reveals where the AI was overly conservative. Every braking point shows where more aggression is possible. The engineers can study this data and push the boundaries incrementally, shaving seconds off each iteration until the autonomous system matches or potentially surpasses what human drivers can achieve. For now, the car proved it could complete the circuit without a single crash or correction input. The technology behind this achievement came from multiple specialized systems working together. The YU7 GT uses an 897-volt silicon carbide electrical architecture. Silicon carbide is a semiconductor material that can handle higher temperatures and voltages than traditional silicon. This allows the power system to be more efficient and more responsive during rapid acceleration and deceleration. The battery cooling system was specifically designed to prevent overheating during the continuous high-load conditions of a track lap. When an electric motor accelerates hard repeatedly, the battery heats up rapidly. Traditional cooling systems struggle to manage this. Xiaomi's engineers designed a cooling layout that can maintain stable battery temperatures even during aggressive driving. The motors themselves are Xiaomi's own Supermotor Vive 8S Evo design, engineered to maintain consistent power delivery across extended operating cycles. Whether the car is at the beginning of a lap with a full battery or near the end with depleted charge, the power output remains stable and predictable. The autonomous driving system relies on what's called an end-to-end architecture. This means the system takes raw sensor data, including camera feeds and LiDAR point clouds, and directly outputs steering, acceleration, and braking commands. Traditional autonomous driving systems break this down into multiple steps. They first detect objects in the environment, then plan a path, then execute that path. This step-by-step approach adds latency and complexity. End-to-end systems skip the intermediate planning step and learn the relationship between perception and control directly through machine learning. This approach has shown advantages in complex driving scenarios where the interactions between perception and control matter deeply, like aggressive cornering, where the ideal steering angle depends on real-time information about tire grip and vehicle dynamics. Xiaomi spent 2 years developing this capability before attempting the Nürburgring lap. The company has a research and development center in Munich, Germany. The engineers there have been working on autonomous driving software specifically designed for high-performance scenarios. They tested extensively in China before bringing the system to Germany. The implications of this achievement ripple across multiple industries. Tesla has spent years building a reputation around autonomous driving. Elon Musk has made aggressive claims about Tesla's self-driving capabilities, yet Tesla has never completed an autonomous lap of the Nürburgring. No Tesla vehicle has demonstrated autonomous driving at this level of complexity and speed. The gap between Tesla's publicly stated capabilities and what Xiaomi just accomplished is significant. Meanwhile, Xiaomi, a company that started making cars in 2024, just proved that autonomous driving in extreme conditions is possible. The company accomplished this without the hype, without the celebrity CEO announcements, and without claiming that full autonomy was coming next year. They simply built the car, tested it thoroughly, and executed the achievement. This creates a credibility problem for Western automakers. For years, the narrative has been that Chinese EV companies can build cheap cars, but lack the sophistication for advanced technologies. The battery technology came from China, yes, but the autonomous driving and high-performance engineering were supposed to be Western strengths. The Xiaomi achievement challenges this assumption directly. BYD, the world's largest EV manufacturer by volume, is focused on affordable mass-market vehicles. NIO, another Chinese EV company, has pursued luxury positioning, but has struggled with profitability. Xiaomi took a different approach. They entered the market with a smartphone company's understanding of user experience and software integration, combined with serious hardware engineering. The YU7 GT represents this approach at its most extreme. It's a high-performance vehicle with cutting-edge autonomous capabilities, backed by a company with deep expertise in consumer electronics and software. Other Chinese EV makers are watching carefully. Geely, which owns Volvo and Polestar, is developing its own autonomous systems. XPeng, a Chinese EV startup focused on intelligent vehicles, has been pushing autonomous capabilities. The Xiaomi achievement gives all of them permission to be more ambitious. If Xiaomi can do this with less automotive history than any of them, then the constraints aren't technical, they're organizational and strategic. Western manufacturers face a different challenge. Ferrari, Porsche, Lamborghini, and McLaren all make high-performance vehicles with loyal customers who expect exclusivity and driving engagement. None of them have prioritized autonomous driving the way Chinese companies are doing. Their customers traditionally want to drive these cars themselves, feeling the engine response and controlling every input. The idea of an autonomous supercar fundamentally challenges what these brands represent to their buyers. Yet Xiaomi just proved it's possible. Over time, this could reshape the market and force Western manufacturers to rethink their strategy. The Xiaomi YU7 GT starts at 389,900 yuan, which is approximately $57,600. The fully equipped version costs 429,900 yuan, or approximately $63,500. This puts it well below the starting price of a Ferrari 488, which begins around $275,000. It's also significantly less expensive than a Porsche 911, which starts around $100,000. In terms of raw horsepower and performance metrics, the Xiaomi offers more capability for less money. The vehicle launched in China on May 21, 2026. In May 2026, Xiaomi delivered 8,736 units of the YU7 GT. This represents an 11.5% decrease from April's deliveries of 9,876 units. Earlier in the year, in January and December 2025, the company delivered over 37,000 units per month. The sales numbers show strong demand, but also typical market fluctuations. The YU7 GT is positioned as a premium performance vehicle, not a mass-market car. For comparison, Ferrari produces around 10,000 vehicles per year globally across all models. Xiaomi is selling more high-performance EVs in a month than Ferrari sells in a year. This production volume is remarkable considering Xiaomi's age as a car manufacturer. The company started delivering the SU7 sedan in April 2024. The YU7 arrived a year later. Within months of launch, the company is producing tens of thousands of units monthly. This is only possible because Xiaomi has access to manufacturing capacity that traditional automakers took decades to build. It's also because the company has integrated battery production and motor manufacturing internally, reducing costs and improving supply chain reliability. The Nürburgring achievement will likely become a marketing centerpiece for Xiaomi's expansion into international markets. The company has already confirmed plans to enter the European market with the YU7 and other models. A world-first driverless lap record at the most prestigious performance track in the world provides undeniable proof. The demonstration happened under official conditions and can be verified by the thousands of automotive enthusiasts who follow Nürburgring records obsessively. This matters because Western consumers have historically dismissed Chinese automotive technology as derivative or inferior. The narrative was always that China could copy designs and undercut prices, but couldn't innovate at the highest levels. A Chinese company setting a world record on the Nürburgring, the global benchmark for performance, fundamentally shifts that conversation. It's harder to claim your brand is premium when a newer competitor just outperformed and underpriced you on the world's most famous track. The autonomous driving demonstration adds another layer. For autonomous vehicles to eventually replace human drivers on public roads, they first need to prove they can handle the most extreme conditions. A racetrack is more extreme than any public road. The speeds are higher, the maneuvers are more aggressive, the consequences of errors are severe. If an autonomous system can safely complete a lap of the Nürburgring, it suggests that the technology is fundamentally sound. The gap between the autonomous lap time and the human lap time is expected and acceptable at this stage of development. What matters is that the system completed the task without crashing. The next phase will be incremental improvement. Xiaomi's engineers will study the lap data. They'll identify where the system was overly cautious. They'll refine the algorithms to allow for more aggressive driving while maintaining safety. Over time, the gap between the autonomous lap time and the human lap time should narrow. Eventually, artificial intelligence might drive faster than humans on the Nürburgring. When that happens, it will represent a fundamental shift in what autonomous vehicles can do. This shift has implications beyond racing. If autonomous systems can safely navigate the Nürburgring at high speed, they can certainly navigate highways at normal speeds. They can handle city streets. They can manage the complexity of real-world driving in ways that currently seem impossible. The Xiaomi achievement is a data point suggesting that this future is closer than many people think. For now, the Nürburgring record stands as of June 2026. A Chinese electric vehicle completed an autonomous lap of the world's hardest track without a human driver making any decisions. Tesla hasn't done it. Ferrari hasn't done it. Porsche hasn't done it. Xiaomi did it. And they did it in a car that costs less than $65,000 fully equipped. The automotive world took notice. Engineers at every major automaker saw that lap time, saw the video, read the technical data, and understood what it meant. A company that didn't exist in the automotive industry 2 years ago just proved something that the established players haven't proven yet. The implications of that will reshape strategy decisions for years to come.